All righty, we have arrived. Smells like manure, manure. I just had something giant. Got one. Got one. I'm pretty damn sure that's a kitty cat on corn. It's a kitty on corn. We're gonna set up a tent right here, throw out some catfish poles on this beach, and it doesn't get much prettier than this, boys and girls. I don't think so. Good thing this isn't a catch or die tour because we didn't catch anything and we probably would have died, but I got some Walmart salmon we're gonna try. Maybe a little overkill on the seasoning here. Man, you know, some days you do it, some days you don't. Well, I took the meaning of blackened salmon to a whole new level. I mean, it's a little burnt. Basically, like half the places that I plan to go to on this trip aren't gonna work out either. Only uphill from here. Hello, glorious creek, river, stream that flows into this strange little pond thingy. How the hell are you today? It's been a long time. I fished you once before and I caught one. Actually pretty decent sized trout, not super big, like 13, 14 inches or something. And yeah, there is a lot of fish right there. There's also very, very large trout in here, and locals correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe there was brown trout at one point. I'm not really sure. One of my buddies told me that. And one time when I was fishing here, the only time I was fishing here, I saw a giant one swimming around. Not sure if it was a brown or a rainbow, but it was definitely a trout. We're gonna try to catch some. 7 things, pow. Good morning, you dirty old stash bags. It's me, and I woke up early, mainly because I couldn't sleep because there was an owl above my head, and I'm excited to be on this trip, even though this trip hasn't been going necessarily as well as I would have imagined or would have liked it to be. We have been catching fish, and we cooked some really shitty blackened salmon that actually was pretty good because I was so hungry. But yeah, we're just kind of starting here. I actually just pulled in the parking lot of this place just to turn around to go back and fish a spillway that I've hooked some really big wipers in before, never caught them, caught some other stuff. The water's just so low over there that I'm still gonna try, but I pulled up here and I saw fish swimming around everywhere, so I figured what the hell, might as well give it a whirl. I'm not sure how we're gonna get our bait over to them. I think we're just gonna climb in the water. It's kind of chilly this morning, perfect little foggy, chilly, late summer morning, and apparently the fish are up on this little hump thing, eating some bugs and whatever else. So yeah, we're not gonna stay here long. We're gonna do some other stuff in this video, but for now we're gonna see what we can catch in that giant swirl of fish. Stuff and things, bye-bye. I also should probably take my morning poo so I don't have to come back, but I'm not going to because I see fish and I want to catch fish. That was a decent sized trout. That was also a decent sized trout. And they appear to be eating bugs on the surface, and since I am not a fly fisherman, it's almost embarrassing watching me try to fly fish. I'm gonna do the next closest thing. I don't know what size hook it is, but it's one size up from the Chad hooks that I use to catch chads. I'm just gonna use a little piece of Nightcrawler, but we got this like shallow flat here that leads into the pond, and they're just stacked on this edge. The spot's kind of cool actually. Last time I came here, I fished by the Spillway thing over there. I didn't even know there was water flowing in this side, but I should have known because that's kind of how this whole system works out here. If you haven't watched the last video of this series, go watch it. Nothing super exciting, but I bet it was worth a few laughs for the people that did watch it. Holy shit. There's definitely some bigger ones floating around, boys and girls. Surprisingly, didn't get one on the first cast. Seems like there's hundreds of them out there. Doesn't mean it won't happen. Just means it didn't happen on the first cast. Oh, happened on the second cast. Dropped it though. Got something. He was just a little guy. That was kind of cool. This spot is cool. Hopefully you guys can see that this sandbar. Some bigger ones over there. That was a carp though. I wouldn't mind catching a carp actually. Spent a long time trying to catch carp the other day. Yesterday. And couldn't. Come here, little bud. Please don't swallow it. I suppose if they do swallow it, we'll keep some. We'll try to get it out first, but when I first pulled up, I saw a damn, he swallowed it. Saw a beaver in the creek, so we'll throw this one back for the beaver. I know, not the most Alright, he's dead. We'll eat this little fella. Sorry, bud. We're gonna have to go get our stringer in a second. I bet if we walk out in the water, it'll be easier to kind of feel the bite, and then we don't have to use the bobber. Maybe use like a jig head or use a spinner, and then less of them will swallow it. But for now, we either got some cut bait for the main lake, or we're probably just gonna eat him. I got aluminum foil and stuff. Oh gosh. If you're new here, I'm not really a fan of eating trout. I like catching them. Fun to catch, but just don't really like eating. I think it's because I had a couple bad experiences with them. Some people cooked them for me and they tasted like shit, and by people I mean I cooked them for myself and they tasted like shit. So yeah, I don't know. I just don't like them. I don't hate you if you do though. There's a tick. First tick of the trip. Yes. Popped it and that one hammered it. That one seems better. Hammered it. I mean, look at that cool little green and pink dude. This one didn't swallow it. That was one of the prettiest trout I've seen. We also lost our other trout bud. Let's deal with him first so we don't waste him. Need to get him on ice quick too. I mean, that's a pretty dude right there. You guys clean? Clean enough. Good enough for who it's for. Yeah. Definitely not a giant by any means, but that is a pretty one. Alright, Timmy, we get it. You're big and bad. Hopefully I'm not sitting in any poisonous plants right now. There he goes. Didn't even touch him. First one's handling. It's definitely below average. Second one's handling. Definitely above average. Bye, bud. Bye, trout bud. Bye. I've always known this place was here. Like I said, I fished it once before, but I just didn't plan on fishing it because, yeah, I don't know. The majority of them are small stalkers, and it sounds like occasionally you get like a super giant, which I guess the chance at a super giant is there, which is good, but I don't know. And at the end of the last video, I said I was going to go try to fish for those pike that me and Boo caught a couple of years ago when I was first starting YouTube. But it's 2 hours away. Over 2 hours away. Actually, I think it's closer to 3 hours away. And just because you gotta, it's not that really that far away, it's just there's not many roads leading to it. And the other problem is there's not very many roads, and I don't have my kayak, so I'd have like 2 spots to fish from shore, maybe. And if they're not there, then I just wasted my entire day. So yeah, for now we're gonna try to take advantage of the fact that there's a bunch of fish right here. Ah, my reel's opening up. I'm switching my... Is that big? No. I was starting a new clip on my camera. Is it going? It's going. I got on him quick. That's one good thing about the bobber is I just saw like a little tick. Whoa, Timmy! Set the hook right away before he got it. First one I wasn't really paying attention. I just looked up and it was gone, so he swallowed it. But alright, let's try to actually show you this one. He's got a pretty red band. You're alright, bud. You're alright. Slam under the undercut bank. There he goes. There he goes. Trout number 3 or so? 1 or 3. Terrible handling. Good handling. Medium handling. That's how I'm determining how many trout I've caught. One more trout and then I'll deal with trout bud. If he's gonna taste good, I need to get him on ice right away. He's already bled out. He's bleeding like an SOB. Maybe we'll cook him over a fire or something. Can't tell if this one had it long enough to swallow it. He's kind of fighting like he swallowed it. If that makes any sense. Ah, no. We got him. Got him in the snoot. Got him in the snoot. Wet our hands. Show you my nuts. Unhook him. See, that one's kind of boring. Some of the green and red ones have been kind of cool. Later, friend. Alright, I promised I'd deal with trout bud. So I'm going to deal with trout bud. Get the grass off him. Pay our respects. And go put them in a Ziploc bag and put them on ice, but I don't know. I'll eat him, I guess. We'll eat him. Then we gotta pay our respects to the porcelain throne and stuff. Those are fire ants. Danger. Danger! Alright. Starting to get hot anyway. But yeah, we got our trout on ice. Paid our respects to the porcelain throne. Now we're wading this thingy for some troots. But yeah, we'll just drift our Nightcrawler around. I had a small popper. I just don't know what the hell I did with it. I bet I could catch one on a small popper and that would just be so much more badass. Maybe I'll try the big popper before I leave. I wasn't quite sure at first. It like jerked it, but weightless can be kind of tough. I saw it like pop, but I wasn't sure if he had it. And then I chickened out, but I mean, that's pretty neato. I'm used to catching these guys out of like dirty little ponds, and that's why I'm not a huge fan of them. Well, I am a fan of them in the fact that they make very good catfish bait, but seeing them fight just kind of adds to it, makes me like them a little bit more. Wet our hand. Grab a hold of Timmy Bud here if we can. A little harder standing in the water. A little more fun though. Later, bud. Thanks for playing. I mean, this is the most fun I've had trout fishing in a long time, since last year when we went to that creek that has a brown trout. 3 hours away from home. Woke up out of a tent, rolled out of bed, drove 3 minutes to some crystal clear water. Now we're catching some early morning trout, you know. I'm a simple man, it doesn't take much most of the time. Sometimes I get a little too caught up with all of it and don't appreciate the little things, but after yesterday went, not today, boys and girls. Not today. We appreciate the little trout today. And the current, even though they're not very big, they are fighting pretty hard, so that's good too. Instant. Getting ready to clean my glasses off because of that last one. Got them wet. But we got another one. How are you guys doing? You guys wet? No, he didn't get you guys. He got me though. Kind of a bad drop, but he was wiggling, so figured I'd hurt him more if I squeezed him tight. Come on, big one. Give me a big one. Or at least another one. Now I'm going to clean my glasses, if I can, before my bobber goes down. Nope. I cannot. I mean, at least they're stacked up. Like, I pulled up, I was literally just going to use this parking lot to turn around so I could park at the other spot. And I just looked down and just saw swirls. And some big ones, too. Like, I'm pretty convinced that not all of those bigger splashes are carp. This one's been caught before. Catch and release does work. Thanks for playing, bud. Thanks for playing. My jorts are all wet. My glasses are wet. I get cleaned up. Let's catch a few more. We've only been fishing for, I don't know, not that long. 45 minutes or so. We got all damn day. Yeah, maybe an hour. Maybe an hour. Probably like 50 minutes. That one junked her. Bigger? It might be bigger. Not a whole hell of a lot bigger. Maybe it's just running into the sand. Sure is angry though. Definitely a recent stalker though. You can tell, fin's cut off. Came off on his own. Good job, bud. Doesn't not necessarily have to be a recent stalker, just a stalker in general, but they're all stalkers around here for the most part. Alright, I'm not done yet. I'm gonna catch a couple more, see you there. There we go. Well, if you didn't see this coming, then you don't know me very well, or you're not very smart. Just kidding, that was mean, but yeah, the bite didn't really slow down, but I was running low on Nightcrawlers, so I tried some lures. Tried a panther doodle. Not gonna lie, I didn't try the popper. I didn't think it would work. If I had a little bit smaller popper, I think it might have worked, but yeah, switched to corn. Got a couple trout on corn too. Probably cut those out because they were pretty small. One of them jumped though, which was crazy. Little crazy jumping trout bud. And yeah, I wasted about 30 minutes trying to catch this carp. I'm not sure what it is about these northwestern carp fish, but it's like they don't like corn, which is not normal. But I really think that all the fish are dialed in on bugs. I threw the panther doodle like 100 times, and that's my favorite trout lure ever. And didn't even get bumped. It's not even like they were swiping at it. And I could see trout just everywhere. They just didn't want it. They didn't want it. I walked up to this edge and I did see some bigger trout. I just couldn't catch them. They were too smart. A couple of them looked to be 20 inches. I mean, it's hard to tell when you see them in the water. They just always look bigger or smaller. I forget which one it is, but what if this was a trout? No, it's just a carp. We got a brownie trout. Except it's a carp. I just wanted to catch one drag screamer, you know. I mean, they are kind of pretty. Look at that crystal clear water, little carp bud. Little carp bud. There's fish everywhere there. We had our fun though. It's time to move on, and yeah. I don't know if I'm going to cook that trout or if I'm going to use it as bait on the other side, but if you like this video, give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe. I know stalker trout and one carp isn't exactly the best, but after yesterday, I just came out wanting to make the most of the time I had and pulled up to a spot that I wasn't planning on fishing and saw fish everywhere and caught some of them. We caught like 20 trout. I'm not sure how many I left in. None of them were really bigger than the others. Some of them were definitely prettier than the others. But yeah, we got a lot more places that we can go. Haven't decided which place I'm going, but next place I'm going is the other side of the road. Seeing what we can't catch over there. There's a deep hole that we didn't fish yesterday, and that's usually where the wipers and the catfish and stuff like that are. Maybe even catch some white bass or something like that. Or a walleye. Catch a walleye, I'll definitely cook that guy. But thanks for watching. I'm going to deal with this carp, save you the boredom of that. And yeah, see you soon. Stuff and things. Pow. Goodbye.
Oh, yeah.